Barbs. Today we're going to go over half splits. Half splits always reminds me of Crouching Tiger or that one cat gif where it's crouching low with this butt in the air and it's jiggling or wiggling. It reminds me of the two imagery because hip compression is a big thing for half splits. You need low back and glute flexibility as well as hip flexor strength in order to compress your torso to your leg. And two, you need hamstring flexibility and internal rotation. Some drills and poses that can help include 1, wind removing pose. Stretch one of your legs out long, pull the opposite knee into your shoulder. Flex or point your right foot. By engaging your right leg, you're able to open up your hip on the opposite side. Alternate by pulling your knee closer to your shoulder, avoiding your rib cage, and pushing your leg back into your forearm. So this way, we can work on the passive flexibility, but also by pushing and resisting back or alternating, we're able to build some strength to help our mobility. After you do that a couple times, my favorite drill to work on your hamstring is elephant walks. Have your hip width distance apart, then as you exhale, hinge out your hips and maintain a flat back. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your palms onto the floor. Then you can alternate by stretching or straightening one leg out, then the other. I like to take my time and do it slowly. So the first couple, I would hold it for 1 breath, and then I would hold each side for a couple of breaths to work on my hamstrings. Like so. The last drill or flow that I find very helpful is half splits to Hanumanasana. That way you're working your groin flexibility and your internal rotation. Have your feet hip width distance apart. Your knee is stacked on top of your ankle. Even if you don't have your arms up in the air, going through Hanumanasana to half splits is helpful for creating the muscle memory, but also to build your mobility. Only doing passive stretches helps your flexibility, but in order to gain mobility, you need strength involved as well. When you're in Hanumanasana, point your tailbone towards the floor, lift your chest. You can have your hands on your hips for stability if you want. Then push your hips back and hinge. Repeat that as many times as you feel like you need. You can also lower your hands onto the mat for low runners, and then half splits as well, if you want. For half splits, have your feet hip width distance apart and try to stack your hips on top of your knee. You want to have your hips square to the front of the mat and have a flat back. So even if you're up here or have yoga blocks, it's better to have a flat back so we can stretch your muscles at a lengthened position than to be all the way down here and be rounding. For every exhale, option to try to hinge a little bit further down. So imagine you're reaching your chin towards the midline around your foot with your gaze forward, or you can walk your fingertips towards the front of the mat and breathe. One variation I like to do in half splits is I like to point my toe inwards and outwards and see where it's especially tight and hold. For me, my outer thigh is very tight, so I like to point my toe outwards and take a couple of breaths in my half splits. So that was it for half splits. Again, hip compression is a big thing in half splits. So if you don't know what is limiting your half splits or your hip compression, there's a video to help you diagnose that. And the other part is obviously your hamstring flexibility, but also internal rotation because you want to have your legs hip width distance apart and not further from that. Thank you for watching.